So why they decided they're going to vote 2 member slots this time instead of 1, I have no idea. But 2 people being elected would control the board, so changes could be made.
So if you
No, but what I'm saying.
so if you two win, I mean, because my concern is there. I mean, us losing, access to the pools, to the tennis courts, trash. I mean, who's paying those bills?
They've got plenty of money.
They've collected our money.
Okay,
They've made more collections than that.
The letters they are sending about them, putting judgment and liens against our homes now, blah, 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 which I'm sure y'all have all seen those. Those are my concerns. I mean, it'd be great if to have, 2 concerned board members like y'all, but, I don't understand why we can't go there and still try to, still have that say over what happens if we truly are the, if you are the board.
Right. Well, hey, all I want to do is see the board change, and all I want is to see a legitimate election. That's all I care. If I'm on there, it does not matter at all to me. But I don't want to see the people that are there. I also want to see the people that are there reviewed to see what they've been doing for the last several years, just in case.
So, but as new board members, would you be able to open that up? I mean, it seems it's our money.
Here's my concern about that. The only thing, we should have had elections last year. They should have taken place at the first meeting that was held in March. At that meeting, once Boyka came in, my first meeting, mind you, when Boyka came in and she started voicing her concerns about what she had seen and why she wanted to get to the bottom of why was this money missing, why were we paying out these types of amounts of money. Patricia shut the meeting down and told everybody to leave. The second recall meeting, it should have been an election. It's never brought up. At that meeting, she brought in some really big, tall guys with, gloves on, and they were standing around as if they were ready to physically remove homeowners from our meeting because she wants to control it like she's been doing. Homeowner associations are for homeowners, ran by homeowners, not the property management company. But from what I've gathered from my first meeting, Patricia's in control of this whole thing, and she has been, and she's not ready to relinquish that control in any way, which is why she stopped holding our meetings over here to make it convenient for homeowners, and she took it down to her office where she can have a controlled environment. So my only issue with that is, even if we went in there, would we have an opportunity to be heard? Would she allow myself or Jim or any of the homeowners that want to be put up on the board to be elected to have that opportunity? And would it be fair? Would she allow us, our homeowners, to make the count to see exactly who won and who didn't? Because their practices in the past have been that they would appoint someone to the board. And Mary has been appointed continuously, and they have went and found other neighbors on her street to appoint to the board. We had no say in who was put on our board of directors. And so that's the only true concern that I have with that. We as homeowners held our own meeting, and as homeowners we voted, and we have the proxies, we have the videotape of all the homeowners that were present, and it was very much so legally done. So for her not to recognize what we as homeowners have done for ourselves, it's against the law. She works for us. We don't work for her.
Why can't we just put our money together instead of paying our dues for this year, put our money together, get an attorney, and take them to court?
And that's exactly what I'd like to do.
So you're videotaping? Mm-hmm.
It all depends upon what kind of attorney you can get. Because,
I don't mind, but you are not supposed to do that without people's permission.
Oh, really?
We heard 5,000, we've heard 30, we heard 10, we heard all over the ballpark, which is a lot of money. And a lot of us have paid already. There's a threat of
Would this be a
foreclosures.
civil
pretty-
matter?
Or if it's a civil matter, yeah, a civil matter, yeah, that's why.
Represent ourselves.
Well, yeah, yeah. If we can figure out how to do that, yeah. Right.
Who's leaving the board that does election for 2? Do y'all know?
We didn't even get. I didn't receive the notice
Oh,
for this new election.
Somebody faxed over the notice to me today. I didn't get it either.
I was like, I have not
2
gotten
people, and they
I haven't
they
gotten anything.
It says Megan White or Ricardo Rosso,
Jazo,
or write in your candidate.
yeah. So
Nominations from the floor will be accepted.
I would guess probably Mary Cardoso is still there, and they want to add Rick Jazo because they already added Rick Jazo. Rick Jazo was listed with the state on October 30 as being the treasurer. He came out of nowhere.
Of last year?
Yes,
Yeah, October. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
last
first
year.
time I saw him when we had the meeting. Never seen him before.
Yeah, but when they filed to bring all the paperwork with the state as far as our HOA is concerned, when they file that paperwork, you have to list your board of directors. And on that paperwork was listed Mary Cardozo, Ricardo, and Sevion, and Jason.
Has it
Oh,
been
no, I'm
verified
sorry.
that
Yeah, it
these
was
people
Jason.
are actually homeowners?
They are homeowners on the cul-de-sac. What is it?
Yeah, it's Sunswept Court.
Sweat.
They're all right there. 3 houses all together, right around there. They're all
Exactly what
they're
you're
all the
talking
board
about.
right
That
there.
way,
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where all of it.
Yes.
You don't
I thought
have
the
to
fat
be.
guy lived over on Sunswept Way. The reason I said that was when we wrote the little Oriental girl lady here, she was getting letters about she needs to do this and do this and do this with the property. So she went next door and said, why do y'all keep sending me this? What's this and that? He said, don't worry about it. The board's a joke. Told her the board's a joke. And I said, man, if you could get that on tape.
Who was that?
The little Oriental lady that sat with me and my husband,
Okay.
Mimi,
Who did she talk to? Was it Cristobal?
the fat guy.
Cristobal?
All I know is fat.
He's no longer on the board.
That's what yeah, that's what I was wondering if he's one of them
Yeah.
being replaced. 'Cause I think he figured out, you know what, I ain't gonna play this party.
Yeah.
You know, let her play it, but I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna get out while I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they replaced him with Jazo. Ricardo Jazo, he's a neighbor, across the street from him, or next door, one or the other. I don't know which. I don't go over there. Huh?
He lives
They're
on
all
the same street
Sunswept.
as Mary Cardozo.
Yeah, Sunswept Court.
But you know, I got mine over a week ago. I emailed it to them this morning.
Here they are. This is the filing. Here's Sevion, Jazo, and Cardosa.
But then at the bottom they also say, though they don't mean it, that people from the floor can also be,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
voted and
Oh, yeah. When we had our meeting over at Command Center, there were 22 members.
yeah, I was there too.
Yeah. Okay. There's probably more there in that than there are here tonight, and we had 26 proxies. So we had probably
You want to pass it around so everybody can see it?
a more legitimate election than they'd had here in years, maybe ever, with that many votes.
Just pass it around.
Anyway,
Patricia was running.
So-
one of the reasons why we had walked around, besides having this meeting tonight, was to try to get many suggestions as we could. We got the go to court one. We got the petition a lawmaker or petition the Attorney General. So we've got the Attorney General here tonight. And another one, Mr. Tundi here, was to, hey, let's go to the election on the 29th and just elect somebody. Again. I mean, the path of least resistance is to play their game. I have a real problem with that because I know everything I've done here is legal and everything they've done is illegal, and that really toasts me. But I'm willing to get, you know, because the alternative is if you burning money and not even possibly getting anything out of it. It's rough.
Excuse me. So they're
Yes.
making a meeting the 29th to make elections.
Yep.
Yeah, but let me show you this.
There's a new one.
I want to go around and show you that the guy that wants to be elected, he already signed at 2014, right? So they're trying to get an election. They try to get this candidate to be elected. He's not elected supposedly. He already signed. He already filed like as in 2014. So I'm going to go around showing his name and the day that he signed as a new board member. He already signed 2014.
Place. Are you gonna get the proxies like before? Because I'm not.
He's
sure
not
I'm gonna be
elected,
able to
he
make
already
it,
signed
but I do want to
2014.
have my say.
He's
Yeah.
not
Those
elected.
proxies, I'll give
No,
you my
but
proxies.
he's trying to get
Okay.
an election.
Well, look, I got this in an
he's not
email
even elected
today
on the board yet.
from,
Yeah, and he already signed
Yeah, he's signing the
2014.
paperwork.
I don't remember
See him.
her name.
Yeah.
Sent it to me. And so I haven't made copies or anything, but if we want to agree to that, we can do that. You know, if we do that, we walk in there with, somebody walks in there, anybody walks in there with 20 or 30 proxies, probably.
But the thing is that if you walk, to me it seems like actual bodies would be the better answer because the proxy, they're going to question them again.
Oh, well, yeah, as they state here, we're gonna have to go, what's it say? No election results will be announced until all proxies received are verified with the owner of the said proxy turned in or received for this meeting.
How come their proxies are acceptable, ours aren't? That's a
And let
question.
me ask you something else. What time does this meeting start?
Theirs on the 29th?
Okay, well most people are just barely getting on the freeway on their way home from work at 6:45. So it's very difficult to be there. That's a very bad time.
Oh, well, I apologize for making this at 6. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's sign in at 6:15 and then hold it at 6:45. The last meeting, they gave you 10 minutes, 3 minutes apiece to have your piece to say something. So you really got 9 minutes to talk, and then they said, well, that's it, we're done here.
By the way, that's a conclusion of 90% of their meeting. When somebody questions, either that or they bring the cops to escort him out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dean's not here today. The latest perpetrator.
That's my chair, bro.
Can't we go to people's court? No.
To which one?
People's no.
People's Court?
We don't
Oh,
need to
which
pay
channel is that, man?
That
Yeah.
election they're holding on the 29th is that a general election or just to put a pressure?
I didn't.
The election they're holding on the 29th is a general election or just to put the treasurer in legal?
I don't know what you call it. It's too. It's too. You shouldn't get this. Okay. Well, how are they gonna have an election? They don't send anybody. They send it to us.
To the people, they need to be there. They want on their side, that's why.
They only want
What we
people
should
that
do is
different
to
vote for them.
So if we get any more letters from them now, like any like violations that we get or fees that we have to pay, what do you advise us?
Oh, well, okay. Well, look, I've heard some things. I'm not going to advise anybody not to pay. Okay? But there's a lot of people that say that.
I have not paid, okay? And I have not paid based on the fact that, for one, they were out of compliance with the state. I found that online. I also found that whenever I asked about anything that concerned my house, Patricia would say, talk to the board. So I would then in turn ask her, who are the elected board members? Because the letter that she sends out to you states that if you find a concern, that you can talk to the board members about what, you know, the violation.